Hello my friends, my name is Wes. Welcome to my channel where I share resources on psychology and mental health to help you overcome what's holding you back and live a healthier, more fulfilled life. So let's dive into it. Today, what we're going to talk about are habits, specifically this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and I think that's because it really breaks down the steps that you need to take in order to change your behavior and eventually your identity. So many of our problems that people come to therapy for are the result of lagging issues that have been created because of our habits. Oftentimes in the therapy context, these are mental habits, habits of thinking, automatic thoughts, negative core beliefs. So how do we form or break a habit? Well, James Clear breaks it down super easy for us. I'm not going to get into the whole habit architecture because I think you can find that information elsewhere. What I really want to talk about are practical, how do you get down to the brass tacks of building a habit into your life? Well, James Clear makes it really easy for us. There are a few steps that he breaks it down into. The first is to make it obvious. The second is to make it easy. Third is to make it attractive. And the fourth is to make it satisfying. 4 steps, easy, right? So let's talk about what those actually mean. When we're talking about habits of mind, often this means negative thinking patterns, right? So you go into a conversation with someone and you immediately start to think, oh, this isn't going to go well. Oh, they're not going to like me. Oh, I have stuff in my teeth and they're going to think that I'm ugly. Right? There's these negative thought patterns that occur automatically. And so when we're trying to think about how we change these habits. This is a negative habit, but maybe let's turn it on its head and talk about positive habits first. So say we want to start thinking more positively about ourselves. Well, the first thing you can do is to make it obvious. So how do you make that obvious? Well, a really practical way is to use something called affirmations, which you've probably heard about before, but a really easy way to do that is simply to take a sticky note, post-it note, write down something good about yourself, a new belief that you want to create. I am strong. I want to be present. I am a generous person. I am grateful for X. Put that sticky note right up on your mirror in the morning every day. Okay, so it's obvious. The first thing you see in the morning is that sticky note reminding you who you are, who you want to be, how you want to think. So this is the idea of making it obvious. Making it easy is the second step. So in the second step, you just need to make it small enough to actually accomplish your habit. I love this because just accomplishing something is a vote in the right direction. James Clear says that every time you accomplish your habit, you're making a vote for the type of person that you want to be. I love that idea because the more that you can make a vote for who you want to be, the more you start to become that person. That's identity change, and it's something that we're all striving for eventually, right? So to make it easy doesn't mean I have to accomplish this goal by X time, and if I don't work out 45 minutes a day, or if I don't start thinking, all these positive thoughts automatically, if every single conversation doesn't go exactly how I want it to go, then I'm a failure. Well, that's not the point. The point is to do little increments, to get a little bit better each time. And the best way to do that is to make it easy for you to do so. So to make it easy, if we're thinking about these mental habits of thinking, right, is to focus on very small goals. Say, the next time I'm going into a conversation where I am socially anxious, for example, I want to say one nice thing to myself before I do that. One nice thing, right? Not, I want to be positive the entire time. I want to be thinking positively throughout the entire day, and I want to go to bed and transcend and become the Buddha. It's not about that. It's about one nice thing, okay? So focus on that. Focus on how can I make this goal as small and compact and easy for me to accomplish as possible. And then you can build on that from there. Okay, so number 3 is to make it attractive. So you want to do something that is good for you, but you also want to have something that might be rewarding over time. I think the best way to do this with mental habits is just to simply think about the end result that you're trying to achieve, right? So think about, I really want to, get better in my relationships. I really want to become a better communicator. So each of these things are things you want to achieve, and you have to really kind of visualize the end result and how good it's going to feel when you do. It also means taking time to celebrate your wins. I'm a big proponent of when you actually accomplish something that you want to accomplish, even if it's small, celebrate that win. Go into it saying, hey, I said that one positive thing last conversation I had with my friend. The rest of the conversation didn't go exactly as I wanted it to, but that's okay. I accomplished that one thing that I set out for me to do. Hell yeah, high five. So if you can set these tiny goals and then mark your accomplishments, that is huge. And tracking your wins over time is a big help when you're going into things like this. The last part is to make it satisfying. So making it satisfying is a big part of a lot of these things. I think tracking your progress is really important when it comes to making it satisfying. A big part of this is looking at where you started and where you are now. So it's really helpful, I think, to keep a log of what you're doing. Keep a journal. Journaling is really important for mental health, and it's something that can really be helpful to you over time because it shows you where you were before and where you are now. I have journals that I've kept since 5-10 years ago, and at this point when I look back, it's amazing to see, I set these goals, okay, well maybe I didn't accomplish them the next year, but now I feel so much more sure of myself, I feel better, I feel like I've accomplished a lot of things on this list, and that's such an amazing feeling because if I were to look back at it just a year or two right after I wrote that journal, I might think that I was making no progress. But progress is often slow, and it's very hard to measure unless you're taking the steps to actually write down what you've been doing. Okay, so now we've learned how to form a good habit. So you can take these 4 steps and apply them not just to mental habits like we've been talking about, which would be really helpful for your mood, but also things like cooking, to exercise, other things that are going to build your overall health state and create a buffer for negative feelings like depression, anxiety, that kind of stuff that comes into your life. So take these 4 steps and start to try to work them into your daily routine. Think about a goal that you have. Think about something that you're doing that you want to improve upon or grow in. And start to try to apply these 4 principles to start building it into a habit and make it more automatic over time. The last thing that I want to say is James Clear talks a lot about identity. Identity is huge in behavior change and it's huge in therapy. If you come to a therapist and you say, a lot of us come with core beliefs. We say, I'm unlovable. Oh, I can't accomplish something because I'm not successful. I'm not a successful person. Or, my family doesn't love me. Whatever it is, these ideas that we have about ourselves are our core beliefs, and those beliefs make up our identity. Oftentimes, those beliefs are cemented because of things that happened in childhood, and we find evidence for them, even subconsciously, in our own life through things that we have done, actions we've taken. A big part of changing core beliefs is to create behavior plans where you're actually going out into the world and you are questioning those beliefs, and then you're also taking steps to create an alternate belief to take its place. So identity is formed by consistently taking action in a way that supports a different belief of yourself. So I want you to think about that next time you go in a difficult conversation or you start to think negatively about yourself. Think, okay, how can I challenge this belief, one, but are there things that I could start doing, even in a very, very small way, remember, make it easy, that would help me change this belief over time? That's how you build your identity. That's why habits are so important, and that's what I want to leave you with for today. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up down below, and please subscribe. It's super helpful, and share this resource with anybody who needs it. Thank you.